All right, we're live. Welcome, welcome,
Hello,
welcome,
good morning. Oh, I'm off. Good morning.
I'm
Good
on.
afternoon. Good evening. Good evening, family.
It's been a long week. It's been a long week. Welcome to Behind the Gates, everyone.
Welcome.
Welcome,
Welcome
Keisha. How was
in.
your week?
Close the door behind you. The gate.
Keisha, how was your week?
It was a week.
Angela, how was your week?
I'm COVID free, so that's great.
You're winning.
I'm winning.
Amen.
I'm not.
Amen.
I can
Amen.
breathe. I can
Amen.
halfway smell. I can. Yeah. I think I lost about 2 or 3 pounds with it. So yeah, that's good.
Bless your heart, everybody. Angela was down with the COVID this week. So she has made it into the
Wash your
studio.
hands, people.
So
Wash your
amen.
hands.
Clear. Free and clear.
Amen. Amen. All right, so let's get into it. What a week on the show, y'all. It was a lot of insight this week. So where do we begin? So let's see. We talked about just for the brief recap, we got a little bit more insight into Joey and Chelsea able to break the news to Danny. We saw Naomi serve Bill with the lawsuit for the law firm. We saw that Martin and Smitty are having some interesting developments in their home life. And we also saw a little insight into what is setting up to be the Cat and Eva battle, the Cat and Eva drama. So a little bit more of how that's going to be going here. So I think it's setting us up to take us down this little rabbit hole of banter between the two of them, which is going to be
Those two right there.
So let's get into it. So let's talk about Joey and the detectives and our discussion of that. So Angela, I have to give it to you. Kudos to you because you said last week that Joey was after Vanessa.
Looking that way.
He's working it. So from what we're seeing, he's turning it on pretty thick with her. He's approached her. He's talking about buying a house for his mother from her, and that's his way in. So gatekeepers, chime in and tell us this. What do we think are Joey's plans for Vanessa? Because he even made a comment on today's show, if y'all caught it, to Marcus, do not mess up this because
this is a gem.
This is going to be my key to my next big come up. Talking about
Doug he did that part.
So what are we thinking is Joey's deal?
I think he likes her, but I don't know if it's just a plot or a part of it. But like when they were at the table, he was saying she's a gem. Don't. And he told him. But it's crazy to me that he sat there and warned Vanessa. Doug's warning Vanessa. You know what kind of man he is. You know what he does. But then you go into his casino,
right?
So you know what he does.
But you know what he does too.
Totally right. And so I don't understand what is wrong with you. But
I
it's
think
an addiction. I get
he
it.
Still has a debt to pay, first of all, and he's like, okay,
but he hadn't wrangled him with that yet.
Well, he paid him a good bit because he was like, remember when he won early in the week, he got the big windfall, and he's like, at this point, he's gonna end up paying me back quicker than I want him to, and he won't owe me anything, and there's no deal, so I gotta keep him on the bait. And we saw today they gave switched the deck of cards so that he'd lose. So probably Monday he's gonna be shirtless and back on the hook. That's
his poor little stupid self. His friend is trying to warn him, and he won't listen.
He won't listen.
I mean, warned him several times.
But kudos to him, y'all. Did y'all notice? He made it into the hospital this week. He actually showed up on the floor.
But no, let's talk about.
He's even got a license at that hospital. I don't think he got privileges over there.
Listen,
I swear I don't.
When
think
they're sitting in the restaurant and Nicole is like talking about how she never sees him at the hospital. You know, we are different floors, different hours. I'm like, well, since when did plastic surgery and podiatry, don't be on the same floor.
Same
Thank
floor as
you.
heart
So why
surgery.
would you
And
see
critical
him?
care and
Right.
labor and delivery.
Right. Why would you see him? But
It's a
still,
small
you
hospital.
kind of
I don't
outed
know.
him a little bit. Small place for him to have to jump back. Oh, wait a minute. You know, we on different floors. That's why you had to see him. He said, if you working night and day like that, I should have passed you in the hallway. I should have
At
passed
some
you.
point.
Right.
Somewhere
But
at least look.
at least he made it. He was in there for all of 30 seconds. And then Marcus pulled him out and said, we got to go to the casino, when he left. But he did make it to the
Yeah.
hospital. So shout out to him. Give him a hand clap, teacher. Shout
Yes.
out to him.
He actually went to work. He did.
went
He's
to
not.
work.
Yep. He went to
I
work.
don't think his
And
badge
send
works
an email
anymore.
this week with an actual report.
Yes. Yes. Shout out to him
Now
for
you
that.
know what?
Yes.
And this is skipping something though about reports, because you saw how I don't want to skip to that, but it's somebody. I'll just
Okay, so
how
wait.
you know where I'm going, right?
I don't, but is it in the line of where we're going? Just hold on. Look.
Because because we're going with Joey next. We still on Joey
Yeah,
and
we're
Vanessa.
still in Joey. So y'all go ahead and
I'll get to that part in a minute, but yeah, we'll come back. So I got something to say about reports in hospitals, and I'm like,
So this is your aha moment. Okay.
It's not aha. It's like, what the hell?
Okay, well, Angela's what the hell moment. Look, here we go. We'll do it like
what?
this.
She what?
So it's like this. Now, speaking of Joey, we did sit and we mentioned last week that there was something going on with the detective and Joey. We mentioned it, we called it out, we hit the nail on the head. So now, just how deep is the rabbit hole of Joey and the detective? And we saw the preview for next week. He's gonna be handing him an envelope of money.
Mm-hmm.
So do we think that the detective is helping him run his organization, or is he just turning a blind eye? We know obviously he's on his payroll.
I think he's just turning a blind eye. And he's trying to get up enough so he can fund his retirement.
But remember, Jacob's father warned him if he got his boy in trouble, if he got him roped up in something, it was going to be a bad day. So if he's just turning a bad eye, then it wouldn't be that need of a warning. Or is he saying, because my son is on?
But why, as captain, would you put your son with that person anyway?
That's what I don't understand.
Is he the only detective? Well, I guess he's the only detective. Like, there's only a couple of doctors. He's the only detective right now.
Well, he's new in the fact that he just came into the precinct. But Jacob,
I thought he's a seasoned cop.
He's a seasoned cop, but he's new to that division, I think.
Yeah, he's just transferred over. Right.
Okay.
So he transferred over into this new department. That's why he was so excited to work with him. But obviously, the captain knows he's dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you have a need not to issue this warning, and you're telling your son, "Hey, he just being this, he just doing this is no big deal." So you're trying to pull your son off of it to trust him. Right. At that point, I would have said, you know what, maybe you shouldn't partner with him. I mean, he did give him a warning, hey, look out for my son. But if you're that concerned and you know he got some dirty stuff going on, make the switch.
Right.
You know, that's my whole thing. Right? You got him in harm's way at this point because we see Joey is very dirty.
And you know the son is not going to let up.
Right.
No. The son has very high morals.
Arrested his mother-in-law. So you really thought he was going to let up? No.
Right. He's not going to let this go. And it doesn't seem like Joey has any chill. So he's going to go as far as he can go.
Right.
With this, as far as we can go. But how gullible is Vanessa, getting back to her, to just be eating it up? And he hadn't even done that much googly eyes to her to talk to her first. I think she just...
I don't know what's wrong with her. Because, I mean, I could see it with the personal trainer. But
there you go.
Joey ain't nothing to look at. So
there's a different... there's a different dynamic with him though, because the personal trainer's young. It's a whole, there's a different vibe when you're talking to an older guy. It just is. So, but he's not really older. Is he on her
so
age range?
Like there's nothing about him that's gonna make me.
So what you're saying,
I mean, but his is old school flirting.
He's her Tony Soprano. She's
right.
She is fascinated about the lifestyle. You know what he does for a living, even though people knew what Tony did for a living. There was still something intriguing about that life that people want to know about.
Right.
So I guess it's the interest.
And then it's a different, like I said, dynamic with young and old, because like, oh, this one just wants sex. This one is gonna kind of, it's a different play on flirting. So it's a light flirt opposed to, oh, come here, baby. Yeah, it's a different flirt with an older guy. So
right.
Because they're not as straightforward with, hey, come on, you want to go to the, it's not.
As my child would say, he is cringe to me.
Very cringe. I was going to say the same thing. He's very cringe worthy. I just, he just gives me the cringe.
He's not the older man that I would go for, but that's
if you're going to introduce this romantic storyline, and just anyway, let me just
he's no Clooney. No. He's no Denzel.
It's got to
be his own little thing going. Not
don't do it.
Yeah.
He don't do it for me.
It's no money.
But now, okay, Joey and Vanessa, like you were saying, they're out to dinner, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so in that aspect, you have this conversation, and now it's supposed to be a date night.
It was.
You've been at the table for all of.
Because he was saying it was a special night for them or something.
Right, but it's a date night because she came around the corner. Who are you?
Special night. Seriously, and 5 minutes later, I'm leaving to go to casino.
Exactly, that's what I'm getting at.
He had to go to work.
This is date night.
Go to work. Well, see, but y'all noticed when Joey came to the table, he dropped a lot of clues as to you need to get yourself to the casino. Mm-hmm. He talked about being lucky. He said something about money. Right, and something else. So he drew a lot of hints to Doug that you need to get to the casino. Because soon as Doug got there, he said, well, thanks for keeping it chill and not outing me out with my wife or whatever. But he was kind of telling him, I need to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Which Doug should get the hint, like, why am I the only person you pimping to come to this casino every night? It don't be with 2 other people in this room the rest of the time.
That's the slowest casino ever in history.
They in the back room with the VIPs. That's what it is. They in the back room with the VIP. That's the back room. That's gotta be.
Yeah.
Slowest casino in history.
Slowest in history. So
it's getting there.
Yeah, I guess so.
You want Tony to walk up himself, Tony Soprano? That would be a different.
Y'all hold on for 1 second because we are having just a little bit.
Lagging.
Oh, our program is rebooting, so give us just a second. And we will address what is going on here.
Hello. Here I am. Did you hear me? No. Family. Hi, gatekeepers. It's me by myself. Let's see what trouble we can get into. There we go. The trio is back.
We back up.
We back. Kiki.
I don't see Keisha yet.
She's coming. Come on, Keisha.
Back.
Come on in the room.
Apologize, y'all. I don't know what's going on tonight. Tonight has just been one of those days. While we wait for Keisha.
Yeah, it does that, and then it might bring her back in because it Let's see.
And now it's frozen. You guys.
There she is. There you are. We're frozen.
Yeah.
Well,
Can you hear us?
back now. We're good. Keisha's frozen.
Okay.
I am.
Say something or move or something. Okay, now I think. Okay,
No,
I
she's
think we're
moving.
making business now. Okay, well, on
Mhm.
my screen, there she goes. Okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys. When we do things live, things like this happen. So show us a little bit of grace. Thank y'all so much. Okay, so as we continue on, um, let's go into, first of all, as we segue into this, we saw Vernon and Anita, of course, having breakfast at the wait a minute. First of all, special shout out to Anita and her rap this week and her showing off her musical talent. I loved her little doo wop
Yeah.
bop, whatever she did with Chelsea. I thought it was amazing. But we saw her and Vernon having breakfast and Vernon letting her know that Martin is wanting to run for president. And so they call Martin over and pretty much in no uncertain terms tell him, you cannot do this. This will be career suicide. This is not the move for you. Do not. You fund a charity, become the next Martin Luther King, do all of these wonderful things, Gandhi, all these other things that you can do besides be president. And Martin is like not hearing it. He is saying, look here, I'm not feeling anything of what y'all are saying because you all are trying to hold me back. And whatever the secret is that I have, I can overcome that. It's been long enough in the past. We buried it enough.
I'm like, I don't know what
And
he thinks.
now,
Yeah.
when I win, I will still let y'all sleep in the Lincoln bedroom. I was like, boom. But Martin,
Boom.
you crazy.
He is very arrogant.
He is very arrogant. Much so. I agree. Very arrogant. And with that, we go him and Martin, him and Smitty, because now Smitty really wants to return to work. He wants to go back to work. And we noticed that when he and Martin were out to dinner, that same guy that offered the job shows up. Martin didn't do a very good job of hiding. He was like hiding behind like, oh snap, hiding behind his iPod. The guy sees him and comes over and talks about, yo, what's up with that job? And Smitty's like, what you talking about? Coming out that Martin already turned the job down for him, which I had forgotten about that. So I'm so happy they did a flashback to remember that part because I had forgotten about it. So with that being said, what are our thoughts about Martin and Smitty? Should Martin pursue greater political ambitions, and should Smitty return to work? Sorry.
I think Martin needs to sit down somewhere because I don't know what he did, but it sounds like it wasn't good.
It's something that's not gonna. It's something along the lines of Bill Clinton and things. So I don't know.
It's gonna come out.
Because I mean, today's society, it's hard to hide stuff today from political. Anything political, yes, they dig it up. I'm like, it's just ridiculous.
Like Martin, you're a congressman. Run for Senate.
Yeah,
run.
Why don't you go there first, at least?
Run for Speaker of the
Governor.
House.
I really would like to know how old Martin is supposed to be.
He's kind of off with Nicole and Ted, right?
Yeah, because Ted I could see maybe. Not really, though, because he doesn't look that old. And Nicole definitely doesn't look old enough to be the mother of a 30-something-year-old.
He has to be at least 30 because you got to be 30 to be in political office. So he's got to be at least 30. And then a husband. But, I mean, the kids, they talk like they have a long history with the kids, but I don't know if they got the kids from birth. They could not have. So they had to get them at least around 10 or 12 years. I don't know how long they had.
The girl is 16, right?
Yeah, something like that.
But they were saying when they were little, so because when he was talking about bicycle, how old was he supposed to be?
So how old did they get these kids? Like how long ago has it been? And I mean, maybe I know that
6 or 7 or something.
Soap opera, but I think they're reaching a little bit
Yeah,
into
like
how
if you adopt them at the age of 18.
I mean, they
I
could.
think they
Well,
reached
they
the
But
can.
the age of these kids.
no
I don't
adoption agency is going to give those children to 18-year-olds.
no,
Mm.
no. Having worked in adoption, no, absolutely not.
Mm-mm.
I think
Whether
they
he
just
was, I mean, because at that point, with him trying to be a political figure, I guess I
yeah,
don't know, but I
they
guess
needed the
Dad
kids,
had
but
some
I can
pull.
see
Well, maybe
if
his
they got
secret is he got a girl pregnant and then he took the baby.
Oh, that's a good one.
Or maybe they are his kids. I don't know. Look, I don't know.
But he's
they're talking about.
dreaming about somebody getting their behind whooped though, so I don't know.
Maybe he beat her and took the kid.
Okay, but that brings me, as we're talking, that brings me to my tonight's aha moment.
Mm-hmm.
And my aha moment was this. I was thinking before we got to today's episode, but it might still work, that either Martin paid someone or had something happen, or either Vernon and Nita have something to do with Tyrell being bullied or hurt so that Smitty will stay home. So I was thinking that it was Martin at first having something
No,
dramatic happening so that it will cause Smitty to want to stay home. Because the first thing he
no,
said
I
out
don't
of
think
his
it's
mouth
that
was,
bad.
now you're trying to tell me that it's a good time to not have somebody at home. But after I watched today's episode, my aha was skewed a little bit because they seemed genuinely surprised that that happened to Tyrell. But I was thinking leading into today's episode that it was something Martin was pulling behind the strings that way Smitty could have to stay home. I
I
don't know
would
if he
like
meant
to hope
that bad.
he would not use his children that way. I would hope.
Like that way.
Well, we don't know because again, we are right back to hashing out what we think Martin did.
Right.
So, what did Martin do?
Sex
Our
dungeon.
theories.
What did you say?
She said sex dungeon. I don't think that would not keep him out of political office.
He might have been on some
S&M.
shades.
Some S&M.
That would not keep him. That will not keep him out of the White House.
Shades?
It won't keep him out of the White House. Y'all forget.
It'll keep him out of the White House unless he has $1 billion that we don't know about. Only billionaires get off of stuff like that now.
But he's a Dupree.
Okay.
He's a Dupree. And we got somebody in office now who said grab him by the P word, and he got elected. So
Duprees are a family of color.
That's in one little time. Yep. That's in one little place.
So the rules are a little bit different.
They are friends with
But
Barack
in Maryland,
and
right? Maryland, yeah, no.
And Barack and Michelle are now Washington insiders. They're no longer outsiders. They have come into the fold. So they're friends with Barack and Michelle.
Barack said, "Don't affiliate him with that foolishness."
No sex dungeon. Don't be affiliate. Put me in there. No.
Okay, so if we can't
I do not know this man.
If we can't figure out what Martin did do, let's think about what it can't be. We're discussing that it can't. We were thinking he had something to do with the death of Andre's parents.
Yeah.
But we know that Anita and Vernon know what it is. So if it was something that horrible that affected the family that closely, I do not see Anita and Vernon keeping that secret all these years and looking Nicole and Ted in their face like that and acting like everything is copacetic.
I don't understand him keeping a big secret like that from his parents, regardless of what you said. I'm saying, like, that's just weird.
I don't either, but it is weird. But I don't think it's that bad of a secret if they're keeping it. So I'm personally
because Bill knows the secret, but I think Bill knows the secret, so it can't be. Yeah,
he helped him get off.
Right. So I'm saying it can't be that bad. We're ruling out what we think is driving. It can't be that bad.
That's what I was thinking. It could be an accident or something.
It could be a DUI. It could be a vehicular manslaughter of someone else, just not Andre's parents. I just don't see it being Andre's parents. That's the hill I'm gonna die on tonight.
Yeah, I
is
don't
not.
think it could be. It would be an
College, okay,
interesting twist, but I don't think so.
a college prank or a college death with somebody maybe is, in some kind of fraternity or something.
I definitely think it has to do with somebody's unaliving. I think
Mhm.
that's the only thing that we're gonna blow up the spot as much as they keep saying that it can have political suicide, it can have ramifications for the family. I mean,
And the
something like that.
nightmares.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
got to be
Yeah, the
something so
nightmares,
traumatic. It
exactly.
has to have to do with somebody's life. I do know that because Angela, a sex dungeon is not gonna blow the family up that bad. I mean, Danny had a gun at the wedding, so
that's just
it's,
another
it's not
that's
gonna be
just
that
another
bad.
thing.
My
Right?
new
It's not gonna
theory
be
is it
that
had
bad.
something to do with the kids. Maybe
Maybe
they
he killed the parents, and that's how he got the kids.
could be, or they tried to
No,
hire a
no.
surrogate and maybe she changed her mind and then they unalived her. I don't know. I can't even call it. I have no clue. I'm just reaching now.
Yeah, we're reaching. We're gonna keep a watch on that.
I'm
So,
sorry.
gatekeepers in the comments,
Mm-hmm.
come and tell us what you think Martin did. Martin did. And with that, we are going to introduce our two sponsors for tonight. We got two sponsors, y'all. And our first sponsor for tonight's podcast is Carolina Glam. And if you have the first 10 viewers to comment facial, you'll receive $10 off of a facial. And they're wonderful. The first 5 viewers to comment will also receive a free brow wax in addition to the facial discount. Your facial must be booked and redeemed by April 15th. Now, young ladies, prom season is here. It's coming up. You want to
Get your
have that
color.
special beat
Yep.
for prom to get everything ready. You already got the dress, you got the guy, you got the girl, whatever. You're going with your group of
Got to
friends.
get the skin.
Y'all ready to party? You got to get it right. So, if you comment prom tonight, and you will get free lashes when you book your prom beat with Carolina Glam. So make sure that you do that. Make sure that you comment prom, and then that way Carolina Glam can reach out to you to set your appointment, and you will get free lashes. Our other sponsor for tonight is RMA Festival. And with RMA Festival, it is an art festival in Missoula, Montana. Who doesn't want to go to Montana?
Missoula.
Okay. Missoula.
Missoula.
So it's in Montana. And if you go to the RMA Festival Instagram page, you can just search RMA Fest. It will come up. There is a free entry going on right now. If you're an artist, you want to be at the festival to have your artwork shown, whether you are a photographer, jewelry maker, painter, whatever type of art you do. Right now, if you go to the RMA Fest Instagram page and Facebook page, you can enter your artwork into the festival for free. So there is no entry fee. So go and take an advantage right now for the free submission this week. You got to get in there this week because it's going to go back up. But make
Are we gonna
sure
put that link up for the gatekeepers?
you go to your Instagram or your Facebook and you type in RMA Festival. It will come up. RMA Fest.
And we'll put it in the chat also, or in the group also.
In comments.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, also, as we're doing that, if you want to become a member of the NAACP, they are one of the proud creators of our show. Make sure that you go to NAACP.org to join, and the memberships start at $30 per year. That's NAACP.org to join, and the memberships start at $30. And go and support the NAACP. They are doing some wonderful work. Okay, now back to behind the gates. What is Danny gonna do next?
Man.
Hopefully put the bottle down.
I don't think so. Not yet.
She didn't call her side piece this week.
She didn't. He's been missing this week.
I think he's hiding somewhere with Nurse Ashanti. That's my aha moment. Where's Nurse Ashanti? Paging
Okay.
Nurse Ashanti. We haven't seen you in 2 weeks. Bring back
Oh
Nurse
my
Ashanti.
God.
aha moment is, where is Nurse Ashanti?
We said give her a vacation. We didn't mean a permanent vacation. We want her back now.
Right.
I know. We
Hey,
want her back. We like her. Bring her back.
people, put in the comments and tell us what you think happened to Nurse Ashanti. And we have a commenter who says he's in the house, so welcome, little Poppy, in the house. Everybody say
Mhm.
hello.
Hey, little Poppy.
Welcome,
Hey,
thank you for watching.
Poppy.
So yeah, back to Danny. What should she do next?
I think Angela and I talked about this the other day. I think she should start her own agency.
Mm-hmm. I think
I
that would be
agree.
great
Get
for
her
her.
Tyra Banks home.
I
Mhm.
agree.
That would give her
She
plenty
should
of
start her
girls to
own
basically
agency.
mentor and
Listen,
help. And yes,
But my
that,
question with that is, why can't Chelsea do both?
okay, because that's what I've been thinking. Like, I don't understand why is there this big choice of I can only do either or.
one thing at a
Like,
time.
would modeling not be a great launching platform for her own brand?
And
Mm-hmm.
even Ted said it today. Well, I guess she's gonna have to fire um Danny as her manager since y'all are doing this. But then
Why?
Kat says, "But don't worry, Daddy, I'm not leaving your office yet. I'm still doing this. I'm not leaving." So if she's still holding on to her job
Right.
while they're
You're
launching this,
making her
Mm-hmm.
quit. Like, she's been pressuring her to quit.
right? But you still going to go work at the office for the parents, then why does Chelsea have to stop modeling? Because she can say, listen, I got this new bag. I'm a designer. So if you want me, you got to have my bags too. So I have to accessorize
Mm-hmm.
your runway shows. I need to be the face of my brand. So I'm going to be still modeling because now I'm the face of my own brand.
Exactly.
And
Mm-hmm.
mama, since you are my momager and I'm doing this, how about you set me and my brand up for opportunities to go to
Because
Paris
she has
Fashion?
all the links and she has all the contacts. So
Writers,
yeah.
Hello,
if you are listening, because you seem to hear a
hello.
lot of what we're talking about, we need y'all to make that happen. That'll give Danny purpose. It keeps
Something to
Chelsea
do.
involved
Because the
and lets
girl
her
needs some
brand grow
purpose.
even
But
bigger. Come on, make it happen.
And if she
we
was
know y'all want
thinking,
her
instead of
spiraling, but
just
yeah.
trying to have her freedom and wanting to be out, if she was thinking, she would say, Mom, do your own agency, like we said, and let all of my girls be my brand ambassadors. Let's do all the things that can put my brand out there. Mom, you have all the links, you have all the connects. Help me launch my brand into these people. You know everybody. Like, she's not using her resources.
It's
She's so
not.
busy trying to run and I want to be my own person, that you are not thinking this through. You are not being the boss lady you need to be.
She thinks
You're
just
not
because she's
thinking this
got a
through.
gazillion followers, that's going to launch the brand. But I'm like, you could have a
Mm-hmm.
gazillion followers
Because
and all
depending
these
on how much your
runways
purses
and
cost, I'm
magazine
like,
covers all advertising your brand. Like, I don't
You got to
understand.
get
mm-hmm.
everywhere you can be, because you, as we see, crowds and people turn on people very quickly, and those
Mm-hmm.
1 million followers can all of a sudden cancel you. So you need to be in as many places as possible, in as many stores as possible, in as
Right.
many runways as possible, with many different collaborations from different people. You got, all of these people and up and coming designers. You can be like, hey, put my bag with your up and I mean, she could, it's just so many things she could do. She's just not thinking. And if she
I
got
know.
if she's let Kat run her business, and Kat can't even catch Eva the right way, she got the wrong person as her business manager. She taking the business advice from the wrong person.
Can we segue for a second?
From a
Because
little
I
girl.
got lost. Maybe I need to know if I missed something. What did Eva do? Like, how did she stop the feed?
Okay.
I think
So
she
this one,
erased it.
I think she went and raced when she picked it up and got. Okay, so backstory for those if you
Because
haven't
she's
seen it. Let's go back before we jump into this. Kat goes and sends a message to Eva from her mom Nicole's computer and says, "Hey, can you go to my office and log me out of the hospital system?" Why there's not a fail-safe and a timeout, I don't know. But she says,
mm-hmm.
"Come and log me out." And why Eva got a key to the house after hours, that's another question. But
Yeah.
anyway, she's up to the house. So Kat sets her up because she's knowing for sure that Eva is going to come and snoop through the files in the business. She just got this gut feeling that this is what's about to happen. So she calls her over. Now, she goes over to the pub, the little club they're going to, whatever this is, and she's watching the feed on her phone because she planted her a camera there to feed to her phone so she can see when Eva gets there. So Eva goes after telling Leslie, "I have to go. I gotta be the good assistant. I gotta do what Nicole says." But this chick gets in the house and she starts dreaming, crying, holding candles,
have a whole mental breakdown.
The whole family. She crashes out in the living room. Ted comes in.
Danny.
Yes, she did a Danny. Yeah.
He's doing a whole, it's okay, Eva. Everything's cool. We like you. Blah blah blah. All that. And then he leaves, and she's still around the house. So then she goes, and Nicole comes in. Now all of this time, she got called in because she said, "Oh, they're supposed to go out with for dinner."
It's been like 30, 45 minutes.
Right, she's not questioning why none of these people have left for dinner yet. Why would Nicole text her and say, "Log me out of the computer, I'm not home," but they at the house still? Like,
but you had
that's probably how she knew that it was a setup, because Nicole was like, "What are you doing here?"
Right. But she played it very well, but I was like, okay.
I don't think it even dawned on her at that point, though. I
think so, because her response was, "I'm going to log you out of the computer, blah, blah, blah." And then she stayed around. Well, it may not have, because she still went in there, and it didn't dawn on her that she was being recorded, but maybe that something was up, because she turned around and went straight for that file on Leslie, Danny, Sherry.
Because she wanted to see, because I don't think she knew what Sherry did. Or, she was like looking it up, and they were like, I don't think she didn't know anything about that. So
what? Now, how do you think she realized there was a camera then?
I don't. Well, okay,
when she picked up the phone.
Because Kat, like I said, this is why I said Kat has no business sense. First of all, you watching the feed on your phone. You don't have a charger. No way to keep watching the feed.
Who doesn't have a charger?
At dinner with your parents, you crash out. Come on, we gotta go home right now. We gotta go home right now.
What? Go to your car and sit there. Why you ain't go to the car and plug up? What?
Why you didn't plug it up? But okay, you come in the house and the first thing you do, Eva, where are you? And you go in the office and you stay there. You give her enough time. You can stand at the door
for now.
But you can stand in the doorway of this person's door and see that she's not at the desk. You didn't have to go all the way into the office. That was crazy.
And you trying to catch somebody? Why are you basically yelling?
You don't announce yourself.
Screaming their name. Why are you screaming their name? And she hiding behind the plant in the living room.
Like nobody can see you with them bright colors on.
And then you leave your phone on the back of the couch for somebody to find it. So if she was there, you left your phone out. She picks it up and boom, I'm gonna erase the feed.
And erases the feed. I think she just erased it.
Your card. She took it and said,
maybe that's what she did. You think she pulled the SIM card? Well, most of them have internal SIMs now.
Just delete that.
She just deleted. She just deleted the chat. But I'm just saying, she's like, I see where you are. You showed your hand. She just deleted the chat because she dumb left it up on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, you trying to catch somebody? You leave the evidence and you put your phone.
Because apparently she plugged it up in the car and it's now charged because when you came in the house, it's open.
But you still looking at the feed. You giving it away where the camera placement is.
Right.
Dumb.
Mm.
And like I said, she did not have to go into the office. And that reminds me, when I was in, this is a segue, this don't make sense. But anyway, I was in second grade. And they sent me to the office we had to turn in breakfast money, lunch money to the principal. You go and you take the little box of money, you take it to the principal. I was the person designated for that day. I go into the office. I put it down on the desk. He was not in the desk. His name was Mr. Fuller. I came back out. Another teacher caught me coming out of the office and she was like, "Why are you in Mr. Fuller's office?" I said, "I came to see if he was here to turn the stuff in. They said, but you can stand at the doorway and see that he's not here. You did not have to enter the office. So she thought I was in there doing something, which I wasn't, but I came in and did the once turn around. Oh, he's not here. And her point to me was, you can see from the door, nobody's in the office.
Right.
That stayed with me since second grade. So that's why I'm saying, Eva did not have to go all the way. I mean, Kat didn't have to go all the way into the office. She could stand at the doorway and say, oh, Kat's not in here.
Yeah.
While the phone is still in my hand, my card is still in my hand.
Right.
I was shocked that Eva found the phone sitting there. I'm like, Dum Dum did not leave that phone on the back of that.
Yes, she did.
I'm like, tell me she did not put this down. So
yeah, that was stupid.
But tell me, she didn't see her behind that big tree she was standing behind
with that big orange shirt on. That's another aha moment for me. Kat, you are the world's worst business manager. You do not need to be managing anybody's brand. I'm sorry, because you can't even get this done. I'm sorry.
While we're on this whole group of people, I got an aha moment for us all. Ted knew she was pregnant.
Yes, he did.
Who?
Yes, he did. Ted, she said, I got that question we talked about.
She was pregnant.
That's what I was thinking too. But Eva does not know, because she told Eva she knew about you.
She was supposed to be unalived.
She was supposed to have had an abortion.
Be unalive. So she's lying to Eva as well. Yeah, you gonna say it? Good.
But I'm gonna say it, and here we go. $50,000. Who you think you got, Chelsea
Clinton? They killed me. What you got? Who?
He's the highest paid look here on the planet, ain't it? Just got 50.
I said,
your wife $50,000 go?
Yes, that's why.
Your wife not gonna question $50,000.
That's what he said. I can't go and make that.
Yeah, that was our thing too.
Put my whole spot up.
Yeah, everybody's gonna
tell you something.
I'm like, you're a plastic surgeon. Man, go do a facelift.
You let 50,000 miss around here, and you can guarantee I'm gonna have some questions.
But you milking him for money. You coming back. You stalking him. You still want to blow his spot up. How do you think this is gonna work? Because he ain't gonna let Eva in and take her place as her birthright, as you say. You told me you had an abortion. No, it's not right that I paid you to have an abortion and to leave me alone. But now you're gonna come back after you've been pimping me for money all these years about this to keep the secret, and now you come and tell me this is a child. I don't even know if this child is mine or not. And if it is, and because the child knew she came into life, I don't want nothing to do with neither one of y'all. So I'm gonna have you in jail for extortion, and her, you're gonna be blackballed. You're not getting behind these gates.
See, that's what I told you before. I said I don't know if he's gonna forgive her for that, because that's what Nicole said. Just don't lie to him. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, all this time, and I know I know Leslie lied to you, but at the same point, you had to realize after a while that that's not right, and that your mama is crazy.
I know we've discussed this before, and I mean, things are changing with the narrative now. We know that there was a pregnancy that he knew about, but it's still a possibility that Eva is not his baby.
It is a very real possibility, because she might have had that abortion and got pregnant by somebody else and said, you know what? Let me say this.
It's a soap opera. They do that.
Mm-hmm. They do that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, baby and all. Okay, let me go make another baby so I can replace the baby that's gone. Mm-hmm. Or it could have not been his to begin with.
That part.
So, yep. Because she's trifling. So
she could have been Sherry when she was having an affair with him, and Anna when she was sleeping with somebody else.
I mean, if can we talk about recklessness?
Oh, but wait, who's
show up with everybody? And today you talking to Kat as Anna, and now you are Eva's mom or whatever you.
But what is she? But what is she with her girls? Is she what is her name with her girls?
She's Leslie.
She's Leslie there.
Leslie,
Then she's
Sherry, Dana,
Anna.
Anna.
Then she's Sherry. And
Let's day.
she's
We
Sybil.
still
Let's
call her
That's
say,
her
Let's
name is.
day.
I'm gonna stop calling her Leslie. I'm gonna call her Sybil.
Let's day.
yeah, it's like she just.
Let's
I'm
day
at a
is
loss.
cray cray.
But
Okay.
Leslie, I love your character because you is just crazy. I mean, you just
She
bring the
crazy
crazy. I
all
love
the
She
the
might
fucking
be the
crazy.
way.
craziest woman in the history of all soap operas. Real talk.
Yeah, well,
I
well,
love
I
it.
don't know
You
about
just
that.
yeah.
I
Well,
ain't
you are
never seen
playing
nobody
this
with 4
role,
different
okay?
personalities.
But
Sis,
she
whoa, she is
is.
working it.
She's there.
I ain't
She's
seen
there.
crazy
And
people, but I ain't never seen nobody with
now
4 different personalities.
We ain't never seen a
extorting
Leslie, not like
Bill
this
for
one.
money. She's extorting him for money, and it's kind of like, what the
She
freak?
don't want that money. She want that man.
Right. She does.
See
And
another
it's
one.
like, what
Where's my
is
book?
really going on? She just want to blow his spot up. That's really just what it
I
is.
don't think she know what she want because she fool.
That's true.
She doesn't
But
have
while we're
any
on
of
this
them.
subject, before we go on, it was announced to us last week, since the last show, that our beloved Ted is being replaced. And we just want to
No,
get
it's a
your
crying
thoughts
moment.
on
I like Ted.
what do you think about Ted being replaced? Now, the actor that they're replacing him with, he's a good actor, but I happen to think that he is a little young for the role. Not young, but young looking.
He looks
for the
younger
role.
than Ted.
Yeah. And his name is going to be Keith Robinson, who is taking that spot. And he is.
And he's a good actor. He
He's a
is.
great actor, but he just looks like a child. Like he's always looked like a kid over the years because he's been around for a while.
He has
So I'm
been
like
around.
thinking they're gonna age him a little. Something.
I haven't seen him
Oh.
on anything in a bit, so maybe he looks a little older now. I don't know.
He doesn't, but hey,
Maybe
here
they're
we
gonna
go.
add. I think if he adds some facial hair, just like Ted has, that might. If you're adding some facial hair to that,
Hold
that
on.
might.
I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna try to get it and put it in the chat. I have a picture of him with facial hair because I looked him up,
Mm-hmm.
and he still don't look old enough.
Well, in this picture, you know, it's like there's no way you get. Especially Martin is not your son at this point.
You and Martin look the same age. Let's start
They
there.
look the same age. They look like they brothers, but you cannot be Martin's father. You could be Kat's father, maybe, but you definitely can't be Martin's father. And you don't look old enough up against Nicole. Not saying that Nicole looks old. You just
No,
don't look old.
Nicole is
enough.
beautiful, but she does not look old enough to be your wife. She looks
Exactly.
She does.
And that's
She
what we
also
were saying
doesn't look
before
old enough
that-
to be
that-
Martin's mama, but that's another story for another day.
Mhm.
And I'm
That
gonna
was on some of the other
no
feeds,
offense to
yeah.
anybody on the show because we love the show. However, if we were going to replace people, there are other people who I think should have been under consideration over Ted.
I think so too.
I'm gonna just leave that right there.
Yeah,
I think so too.
But I think it's so early in the game. Why replace anyone?
Maybe he has
because this
other
is only what, week 5, 4.
We're at week 5, but I think that
It's-
maybe he had other obligations. Now here's another a photo that they put them side by side, and we can see what you all think about this one. Let's see. Well,
Nope. So
you see, Ted looks older.
Yeah.
He still looks older with this guy. You know, he's just got more of a mature look, even though they're saying they're right around the same age. Well, they're saying this guy is 48 and Nicole is 47, but facially, it still doesn't match.
Okay,
Chronologically,
Nicole is 47. He's 48. Again, I ask, how old is Martin? At what age did y'all have this style? Because the math is not
They've been
mathing.
very
it's
young.
not mathing because They supposedly met at this conference, and they were both professionals when they met.
Exactly. So
So
we're out of
wait a
college.
minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Mm.
Is Martin his? Is he Nicole's alone?
Mm.
Hold on
But
now.
then that's still Nicole looks younger
But
though.
still, Nicole was what, 8 when she had him?
Because yeah, Nicole is
Like,
still.
18. She would be 18.
so
No, I
okay,
don't see the kids
let's just
doing
say
that.
Nicole
They
had him at
letting
the age
her.
of 18. So
Mm.
Nicole is 60. She a damn good looking 60-year-old.
No,
Yeah.
let's just say 48. If he's 30, she's 48. That means she had him when she was 18. And she met Ted, and she already had Martin. And that's why she was pushing to have Cat. Remember, he said today you was just wanting to have this baby, and that's how we ended up with Cat.
That's look, that's all they can do because otherwise y'all's math don't work to
Mm.
me.
No, it's not math.
Unless you're
That
gonna
whole
say
dynamic
Nicole
is
was
not
married
right.
previously to somebody else and that person died or something, or
No,
I
I
don't
think they
know.
would have mentioned by now if she had another husband.
She had to
Not
have
if
him
it was
very.
really
That's all.
young.
I could see because then that would also give us some insight as to what led her to her career. Like there could be there could be a whole story to develop there with
Mm-hmm.
her being this perfect person now because she came from
Of what
because
she
of
already
what she
went through.
came out of.
And
Mm-hmm.
and I think that or either they just made a terrible blunder, and that's why you never see them really in the same room with Martin and them kids, and they hardly ever talk about their teenage grandkids. They're never
Yeah, I
around
don't.
each other.
They have I seen them with these grandkids at all?
That's what
They
I'm
were
saying.
at the award ceremony, but they didn't really show them together.
That's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying. So
They're
they
the
are
most
not
uninvolved grandparents I've ever seen.
exactly. Never mention them. Let me go spend time with my grandbabies. They're doing everything else, but they are not mentioning Tyrell and what's the girl's name?
I don't even know.
Samantha.
I don't either.
Samantha.
Samantha. They're not
Samantha.
mentioning any of them. So they're not mentioning them at all. So that's the thing. It's
And
like
even Martin, I feel like he spends more time with his grandparents than he do with his parents.
I know, right?
they don't want to put him in the same room with them to get the look off of how they really fumbled the ball on this. But as we're talking about Martin and back to his grandmother and her rapping this week, which was wonderful,
I
but that
need
brings
these
us tonight.
all the
Yes.
DJs want.
Yes. That brings us to tonight's trivia question. Anita revealed this week that she was part of a singing group back in the day. What was the name of that group? Do y'all remember? She was talking to Chelsea and she said, I was in a group named The, and we rapped and we did this, and she did her little rap. So we will reveal the answer at the end, but you all put in the comments the answer to
Who
tonight's
do you
trivia
think it
question.
is?
Anita was part of the singing group back in the day. Let's see how closely y'all paid attention this week. What was the name of Anita's group?
The Doo-Wops.
And just a reminder that tonight's podcast is sponsored by Carolina Glam. And if you go in the comments and you comment facial, you're going to receive $10 off the facial. Now, people, this is for the people in the Columbia, South Carolina area. We love everyone else, but if you're not in Columbia, South Carolina, you're going to have to travel to get this facial, okay? Carolina Glam is in Columbia, South Carolina. But you can comment if you're in the area, facial. You get $10 off. It's got to be redeemed and booked by April 15th. And also, the prom is coming up. You got Irmo High School, which you got Richmond Northeast, which what else? What else is
Fork, River Bluff,
Judge Fork, River Bluff, all of it.
Westwood,
All of y'all. Y'all
Hall.
prom's coming up. Y'all need a good beat. You comment prom, you're gonna get some free lashes with your appointment, okay? So make sure you guys do that. And speaking of beat, Haley went off this week
put on her big girl
on
panties.
Naomi. And she was talking to Naomi because we saw that Naomi sued her father. She had her father's served with the paperwork for the lawsuit for the sexual harassment for Mike, which Bill knows full well Mike did it.
Absolutely.
But here we go. Haley and her law firm took the case and they served him. So our question is this just a great career making case for Naomi, or is it revenge against Bill? Or do we really think she misses her father and she wants to have that banter back and forth? Like, what are we thinking?
I don't think it has anything to do with him in the long run.
Yeah.
I think it's a good case. Like, I think just from what I get of her character, I don't think she is the type of woman who would turn a blind eye to a sexual harassment.
Social injustice
The fact
and
that it
sexual
happened to be her
harassment.
dad's law firm is just, icing. But I think that the magnitude of the case is what initially made her decide to do it.
Because I think even if it wasn't her dad, I think she would have still taken the case. It just makes it a little bit more,
But I think it's showing us the dynamic between her and Bill, because they're both talking about how much they miss litigating together, bouncing things off of each other, and how he trained her in law. And I think he's missing that part of their dynamic, and she is too. Just like he trained me, just like I know him or whatever. He said, "Oh yeah, she's doing exactly what I taught her to do." Like, they're missing that relationship.
Listen,
and I think Haley sees that as well.
I think he need to put a leash on his wife because the audacity.
Yeah.
Who do you think you are?
We used to be friends. We are not friends anymore. And no, you cannot come and talk to me about my father.
And especially if you come at me, I don't have a relationship with you or him. I definitely don't have a respect for you as his wife for you to be coming at me the way you are.
Exactly.
Go bye. I told you they need to take her in the alley and drag her.
You're not dragging her.
Not put her in the alley and drag her.
No, you can be drag her with the horses and just drag her on out.
Nah, drag her by that weave. Drag her.
I think that she is just feeling herself.
She's feeling herself a little too hard. She needs to be chopped back down to size.
I think she's feeling it this week. I think that she is like, okay, now I'm settling into this role as Mrs. Bill Hamilton. And I think that, I got to say what I got to say.
It's just like we said last week. She thinks that she has this entitlement that, I've married Bill Hamilton. So now I'm automatically owed this level of respect. No, sweetheart, because you destroyed my family. Hello.
Right.
You're a homewrecker. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's not a respectful way to get it.
I think that Haley is just, she just
she's doing a good job for us to hate you, Haley. So you're doing a good job.
Yeah. I don't like you. But I will say this. Whoever your stylist is for the show is on her stuff.
Yeah.
Makeup flawless. That outfit, that chocolate outfit right there.
Yeah.
I need that in my life.
Yeah. Speaking
that
of
was
which,
a beautiful outfit.
While we're talking about Haley, she got kind of upset when she heard Bill flirting with that other woman.
I loved every moment of it.
She was like, wait a minute.
Isn't this what you were doing? So now you
she
see.
Was like, wait a minute. So now you're like, somebody else trying to come in and blow my spot up. And I recognize that because that's what I was doing.
That's
the game I played.
That's how I got you. So here she comes. I didn't understand Bill's logic of, I'm playing her against her family and I'm okay.
I didn't understand that.
He confused me with that. I think he came up with a lie on the spot because he was definitely
really hard. But the whole thing is still saying, but I don't get it. He said he wasn't his client, but you basically made him your client because you're now going to be. So that's still, I don't think that's still a plausible way to do Yeah, I don't think you can do that.
It's
Like,
illegal
that.
that
He still sounds like he would be getting disbarred against that or something, huh?
Well, that's what she said. She said that's illegal. Like, you can't be.
But the way he said it
one person
again, she was
against
like,
the other.
"Oh," and I'm like, "No, that's still the same
Sounded the
thing."
same to me. It still sounded the same thing. Like, wait a minute, you gonna take the case again? And no, it still
But
didn't
yeah,
sound.
because I don't understand how he's not. If you talking to her, or does she work there? So, because he said she's a lawyer,
Right.
but I'm like, you're talking to her like you're gonna take her case, and then you're basically gonna go, and now you're gonna call him and take his. I'm like, no, you can't do that. That's just no.
Like, that's not even. That's not even gonna work.
So that's not gonna work. Lost at that, and how he said it was not a disbarable. No. I'm like, I don't see how that. Yeah, is not
right.
So somebody explain that to me, please. Give me a lawyer. I need a lawyer who can explain that to me. That whole scene is that legal? I don't think so. It don't sound legal.
Highly unethical.
It's highly unethical.
Yeah.
We do have to remember that we are at in a
soap opera.
A soap opera, right? And that,
but still, we need some realism a little bit, and
right. We got to think about, like, okay, is this, let's get close to the facts here,
right?
Let's get close to the facts.
Because if we're gonna tear apart the hospital, we got to tear apart the law system, because you can't have the daggone ER on the second, third floor. You just can't.
Okay, we just can't have all that. We just can't. Not at all. I agree.
And why did it take a lawsuit for you to realize that this man sitting up here making all of these very inappropriate comments every time we see him on camera was a walking red flag? Like, did you not realize at some point he was going to cause problems for your firm?
And even if he is a partner, you needed to get some help. I'm like, I'm surprised nobody sued them before this.
Exactly. Well, she said that, he brings in a lot of money for the firm. So that's why you
pushed a lot of people
under the rug. Pushing it away because he's bringing in that money. So it's kind of like, okay.
I hope his money covers his costs.
It's going to be, I'm going to see how it plays out, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, one thing I want to go back to was with Kat and, Nicole and Eva. So she came in the room, right?
Uh-huh.
And she said, "Oh, what are you doing here?" Oh, I have to basically do this order. That's the part I was messed up with. You sat there and started talking. You never finished working. And why didn't you sign your own self off the computer? You were sitting right there.
She never finished off the computer. She
started talking to Eva. She never finished sending the thing off to the insurance company. So somebody's getting ready to get billed a whole bunch of money. And then you never basically, why didn't you sign yourself off? It's just boom, boom, boom. It's three little buttons.
Okay, I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna sign you off the computer and whatnot. And she's just like, oh, okay.
She didn't even question it.
She ain't supposed to be. Yep.
Like, I already signed my own stuff out. I don't need
you to sign me out. I'm here.
I'm like, who wrote that line? I'm sorry, that line was stupid. That whole scene was that just does not happen. I need you to basically do better with that. I need you to get a consultant, something, because no, that's not it. No.
Someone works in the medical field. Can you tell?
I'm
like, that's just no. You don't do that.
No, it doesn't happen. It does not happen.
It does
not this week. It just does not happen.
Sorry, no.
Yeah, that's a little weird to me. When I ask you, what are you doing in my house? And your answer is, oh, I came to sign you out.
Sign you out.
I'm here. I know how to sign myself out. So again, I ask, what are you doing in my house?
That is part of daggone. That's the part of the training. As soon as you go into any healthcare, sign out of your stuff. But when you leave your computer, you don't leave it up. That's just
exactly.
Just leave her in your not just in your office, in your house.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
Well, y'all are
And
really
it
crazy.
automatically times you out sometimes. Like it'll
That's what
automatically
I said.
time you out anyway.
She didn't get an automatic timeout. Like what?
Because it'll make you
trusting
sign back
people
in.
is
It automatically kick you behind out. So you've been away from the computer too long. You got to sign back in.
Dude, I don't
Yeah.
work at a hospital, but if I walk away from this laptop for more than 5 minutes, I got to put my
It's
PIN
gonna
code
cut.
back in it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Like, okay.
That is the thing. It's like, okay, what is really happening here? I don't think y'all are thinking this out. And again, like I said, it is a soap opera,
It is.
but
it's working curve.
but
Okay. All right.
let's let's work it a little bit more and figure
All
this
right.
out.
Well, I just had to put
So
my 2 cents in about that right there. It kind of irked me a little
that's
bit
your
right there.
okay.
You can tell.
So that has brought us to our shout out for the night.
No
And
songs.
oh, okay,
No,
we're
doing that one.
Okay, well, okay, we'll go back.
Well,
Look,
we have what time do we have? We gotta go through it quick.
Okay, so we're gonna get to our second trivia question of the night. Second trivia question is: Danny's friend Pamela has appeared on which previous soaps? Now, this is the friend who helped her clean up Bill and Haley's place. So her friend Pamela, whose name is Katie McLean. What other previous soap operas have we seen Katie on? And we'll reveal those answers at the end. And again, we're going to give a special shout out to our other sponsor for the night, which is the RMA Festival's Missoula. And if you are an artist and you want to be included in the festival, please, you can go to rmafest.com. But if you find the RMS Fest Instagram and Facebook, you can go through that link and get a free submission of your artwork. So please do that. If you want to have your artwork shown in Missoula, Montana at the RMA Festival,
Missoula.
please visit the Instagram and the Facebook and you can submit your artwork for free. And with that, we're going to get into our character theme songs for tonight. So we have quite a few people who were deserving of their song for tonight. And the first up is Danny, because she said she'd take Bill back in a heartbeat, even though he's done all of that. So my theme song for Danny this week is Ain't Too Proud to Beg.
Just, yeah.
Which one?
She's Ain't Too Proud to Beg by TLC.
I love it. That's what I was hoping you were going to say.
She needed in the morning, in the middle of the night. She ain't too proud to beg. We had another one for her because she's still crashing out. She drinking, she crying. And we said another sad love song by Tony Braxton. So
I like I Ain't Too Proud to Beg better.
Yeah. That's Danny's theme song.
Can't have you begging, Danny. Can't have you begging. Let it go. Let it go.
All right. So for Haley, what theme song do we have for Haley?
Haley is in her big girl draws era. So we gave her Bossy by Khalees.
Bossy.
Yeah.
Bossy.
Yeah. Bossy. Yeah. Because she really thought she was out of pocket this week and she was on another one, but she really thought it was her place to go and say what she thought to any and everybody. You know.
Yes, she did.
She had the right sister though, because Naomi is the low key sister. I think if she had come at Chelsea would have drug her.
Right.
Chelsea and baby sister. So yeah.
I need her to come at Chelsea so I can enjoy my television moment.
Right. That's gonna be good.
And have the wig snatch.
Yes.
You have the wig snatching in a while.
Drag her down the runway.
So now Naomi, this week, because she's going up against her father and she's getting a little bit of a storyline, she's actually wanting to fight back. I gave her Fighter by Christina Aguilera. So that is Naomi for this week.
I think that's appropriate.
That's appropriate for her. So hopefully, if she gets a little bit more juicy, We won't think of her as being a little bit boring. So I think now they're trying to bring her into this.
Give her
So it's going to be interesting to see her in this case pull out. Eva.
Hmm. I missed express.
Eva, you belong to me. She swears.
By
By Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You belong with me.
Yeah,
Sorry,
because
with me.
she want her some Tomas. Her mama said, leave
Yeah,
that
she
boy alone,
does.
but she want him. I don't know if she wants
want
him so much as she
Or
wants.
she just
She
wants
doesn't
him
want
because
Cat.
Kat wants him.
Yes.
But she is
I
claiming
think
him.
if they are actually
regardless.
sisters, this is going to be a terrible relationship. I think if it turns out that they're sisters and they end up in the house together, it is going to be
They
a
are
mess.
never going to be happy with each
The
other.
life of this
Or
show,
Kat
which
is
is
never,
going to be lovely. I'm going to love every minute of it because that's going to bring drama.
Yeah. Speaking of
Be the two
Tomas,
sisters all the time.
I gave him 2 theme songs this week, and I gave him Under Pressure by Boyz II Men because he getting it from both sides, from Eva and then Kat. And also, I gave him Black Coffee by Heavy D and the Boys. Hey.
The Black Coffee, that's my song. And I'm like, okay.
No sugar, no cream. That's the kind of girl I need down with my team.
A proud Puerto Rican Boricua, and you better know it. And he's down with the chocolate, and I know all about that. So
she got her Puerto Rican lover.
That's right. I got my lover in the other room. So yes, there we go. Chelsea. What is Chelsea's theme song for this week?
Chelsea is so happy to be free, even though it don't make no damn sense.
Right.
I'm gonna give her Freedom by Beyonce.
Okay, that's a good one. Danny need to tell her to hit the road, Jack, but Freedom by Beyonce is for Chelsea. So, Kat, I thought, being that we were thinking about and honoring Selena this week since Yolanda Saldivar's parole was denied yesterday.
Thank goodness.
Shout out to the Texas parole board, because Yolanda, I just don't think you knew what was waiting for you out here in these streets when you get out here. So I think
he was gonna drag you.
He was a safe.
I think
you was gonna be done.
Because,
you was in the safest place for you.
Yeah,
we're in the safest place for you right now.
We're still mourning on this side about our Selenas. So we still mourning. So I think he was safer on the inside for things that I read. That girl
would have had.
So, in honor of our dear Selenas, Kat is I Can Fall in Love. Since she's thinking about a relationship with Tomas. That's her theme song for this week. Anita and Vernon.
I'm so tired of Anita and Vernon, y'all, man. I ain't even lying.
I'm not tired
of it. That's why we said.
I'm tired of it because I feel like, one, ain't nobody
perfect. It's not that perfect, and I'm just tired. But I understand that they have to give us some backstory. But I'm tired of all of the strolls down memory lane, and she was so wonderful, and he was of this, and we did that.
What's real? What was really real?
Right.
There's gonna be some hate in there. There's gonna be some in there. There's always some in there.
Hate, but it had to be something going on.
Right. So for right now, their theme song is So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday.
Yes.
I'll give them we'll give them the original version, not the Boys to Men version. They older. We'll give them the one from Cooley High Harmony. We'll give them that version.
Oh God, not the Cooley High Harmony, okay.
We'll give them the Cooley High one because we're going to take it back to their era. That would have been them. So that's their song. Okay, Leslie.
Which one? Is it Leslie, Sherry, Dana, or Anna?
Sherry or Anna, yeah. Dana, yes, right. Dana or Anna. Dana is the new name. Yes, right. That's right. We got to put another one in there.
Dana is the
No, Anna's the new name.
That's the name Ted knows.
Anna's the new name. Ted knows their Dana.
Ted knows Dana.
You don't know who he knew. Every time Ted bump into her, she got a different name, so he don't know who he know.
Who he calling right now?
So
and Sherry is Nicole.
Right. So I gave Leslie two this week. One, I gave a satisfied from Hamilton because she's just never gonna be satisfied because he gave
I
her
see
gonna
why
give
you
her
did that.
50,000.
However, because I love Hamilton with my whole heart, and
I
because
love
Angelica Schuyler is one of my favorites, I just feel like
yes,
she's not deserving of such an award.
I understand it too, but she's just never gonna be satisfied no matter what. She's not gonna be satisfied. So I
She
gave
is
her that one,
Aaron
and
Burr
we
of the
also
story.
we also
She
gave her
is. She
delirious.
is Aaron Burr.
Uh,
She's jealous.
She want to be in the room where it happens. That's
She
it.
wants to be in the room
Yeah.
where it happens.
Oh God. Or she's gotta wait for it. But you gotta wait for it. Leslie. You gotta wait for it. We also gave her delirious by Prince.
Yes, she is that
She is
all day.
delirious. She
Definitely
continues to be
delirious.
delirious every day.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Del-
Killing me.
delirious,
Martin.
deliriously crazy.
Martin's
I
theme
don't know about
song
that
is
boy.
"The Revolution Will Not Be Televised." And because one, he doesn't want anybody to know his secret, and he's trying to run for president, so he's going to start this wonderful revolution, and he's going to be the greatest president, black president since Barack Obama, and he doesn't want his husband Smitty doing investigative journaling to out his secrets. So
Uncover,
the
yeah,
revolution
to uncover his
will
secret.
not be televised, right? And Bill, we gave 99 problems. And then really after today, when that girl was putting him the $99 but ain't one. Yeah, he got women.
He got because he actually got more than got one. He got two daughters,
right,
a wife, and an ex-wife.
Oh, he got 99 problems now. He got that. He got the lawsuit. He got
he got
the ex-wife, his daughters. He got whatever's going on
with the new one over there
for the Duprees. He got all kind of problems right and left. He got a security guard letting women into his house when he out of town.
And still don't know that's how that happened.
And
that's
still
crazy.
That is crazy.
They just let that whole thing go. I'm sorry. I still
they did.
She let go him ending her honeymoon early.
Okay.
I'm still mad at
another crazy whole thing right there.
If you are interested in becoming a sponsor of Behind the Gate, send us a DM for the rate. So you know how some of y'all this week, some of the actors from the show have been DMing us this week as admins. Y'all get in the DMs and say you want to be a sponsor for Behind the Gates, and we will get you on the podcast. So make sure you send us a DM. We'll give you the rates, and you can sponsor Behind the Gates.
Y'all, now, hold on. Segue for that real quick. And I don't know if it's just us as admins who are getting the DMs from the spammers, but if you are a member of the group and you are getting harassed by someone spamming, please call it out, report them, let us know so that they can be removed, because that is a violation.
Yes.
We are trying to keep it drama free, fun in this group, and we don't need none of that energy over here.
Right. So please call it out. And if they still do it, send your admins or your moderator, which is me, Keisha, and Angela, a message, and we will make sure that we address that member or put them out of the group, because we're not going to have anyone harassed here.
No harassment, no drama,
no spam.
No need us to have Bill Hamilton and Associates represent anybody here.
Right. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen at all. So who torched the runway this week? My vote is for Anita, because I just love her white, and I love that one with the white feather sleeves that she had, and that necklace. Oh my God, that gold
necklace was gorgeous.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
And
beautiful. That was a standout statement piece for me. So my vote for who torched the runway this week is Anita.
I've got to stick with Haley because I love her style. Period.
Yeah, I'm with you with Haley. I like Haley's style.
I can't stand her, but I like her style.
You like her style.
Nobody's gonna go for Naomi?
No.
I mean, I liked her ensemble this week. Don't get me wrong. I thought
I'm not gonna put
that
her on the runway.
I'm not gonna put her on the runway, but I
That is
did like
runway.
Can we
her little
get
suit
can
combinations
we
this
dress
week.
Pat like an adult, please?
Yeah, she
She
is
does seem
dressing
like a
like
little teeny bopper, doesn't
Dress
she?
like a
little
teenager.
girl.
Yeah, she dressing like a virgin. It's like,
They
okay.
dressing her like a little school child with all these little short dresses and these little
Dressing like
It's just a
and this little backpack.
and there's
She's
nothing
not
wrong with that.
going
Don't get me wrong. You keep your virginity
but,
as long as
you're trying to
possible,
be
girls.
you're
Don't
trying
yeah.
to be a
Yeah,
boss.
but you are just no, yeah.
You're
You need
supposed
to
to
get
be
a
on your
little bit
grown woman
more.
stuff.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna need you
yeah.
to
Your
If
grown
you're
woman
gonna
stuff.
be somebody's business manager, you cannot be walking
You be
around
looking like
a teeny
with the
bopper.
little tiny skirts
right.
and the beret and
Beret, the
no,
matching
you can't
beret.
yeah.
That's her signature piece.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
no, let it
no,
go.
she can't be doing it. No, you can't have that. We cannot have it. So yeah, I'm gonna need y'all to dress her a little bit better. So we have a vote
Oh.
for Anita and a vote for Haley. So these are runway tortures this week. Love to see it. Love to see it. And my special shout out this week though. My special shout out, I got two. I thought I was gonna have just one, but my special shout out is Leslie's red wig.
No, Anna's red wig.
That was Anna. That was Anna. That wasn't Leslie.
Anna's red wig. That thing was horrible.
It looked like somebody drug it through the alley.
Her red wig was a character all in itself this week.
Oh.
So I have a problem.
It looked like a wig that was on the set of a Tubi movie.
It looked like a TP wig, actually.
Oh my goodness!
I wasn't gonna say that. I just left
What
it
you
at
say?
a
I
Tubi
missed
movie.
it.
No, she can't repeat it.
Oh,
you had to hear it to hear it.
Oh, that kind of movie. Ooh.
What you talking about? I don't think she gets it, but it's okay.
Oh, I if she don't, she should.
But that's what it kind of reminded me of. But shout out to Leslie's red wig, and also shout out to Ted's turtlenecks, because every time you see
he is in a turtleneck. You know what? I didn't think about that. He has been in a turtleneck, and it's starting to get to spring now. We can let it go.
Even when he did the white for the gala, that man had on a white turtleneck under that suit, that white suit.
Yeah,
I need to see him in a shirt.
Work on his stylist.
I think for the few days we got left with Ted, he'll be here with us until May, so we got a month. I need to see him in something other than a turtleneck.
Just get a man.
Really
y'all have any,
how we do this transition.
Y'all have any shout outs this week?
I have. Let's see. I have a shout out to y'all to fix the healthcare system in this movie, in this show.
Oh, I do. I got a shout out. We addressed the hospital staffing situation. Short. Right. Can we please do some advertising or promotions to get some more people in the casino?
Yeah,
we got more people in the hospital. We did get more people in the hospital.
Yeah, we don't have enough people gambling. That's why Joey is harassing Doug so much.
He is.
Some more money.
He is acting a fool and harassing this man. So shout out to the people who go out and recruit the gamblers. Y'all need to be on y'all game to get some more people in Joey's casino.
Get some fake.
I was thinking, like, being that I am here in Vegas, when he keeps saying the casino, I was like thinking more traditional, but they're in Maryland, so it's more like a back room speakeasy, such and such illegal gambling ring, probably, because there's no casino that looks nothing like that room with that one table and two people in it, like a piece of a bar and one table. That's a back room, thing. So shout out to that. All right, and
in the back of the laundry, the dry cleaning services where you got to knock 3 times.
Yeah, it's a
and
speakeasy.
give you a special password, meatloaf.
Right, right. It's a speakeasy casino. That's kind of it is. But that brings us to one our most exciting part of the night, and that's people comment and vote who you think should be kicked out of the gates this week. Now, on our Facebook group, our Behind the Gates group, we had a 50-50 split for Haley and Leslie. So come in and put in the comments as we're talking about this, what you think. Who do you think we should be kicked out the gates this week? My vote, I'm making the case for Leslie. And I'm making the case for Leslie, Dana, Sherry, Anna, is because I have to call her by 4 names. I felt like she was doing the most this week. I felt like that red
every week.
what she does, but that red wig just took me on out of here this week for that, and her having the balls to. First of all, how did she know where Cat would be? Is this the only restaurant and the only bar?
She's
It's the only restaurant in town. You know that.
How do you know that she's gonna be at that bar, that you're gonna come there, and that Ted's gonna be there? But okay, it's soap opera. But you were doing the most by talking to Cat. Then you hitting Ted up for $50,000. You confirming to him that you had an abortion. Meanwhile, you strutting this secret child around town trying to blow his spot up. But you telling him he had an abortion. You are planning to blow up his anniversary party. And you're just doing the most. So my vote is for Leslie. And because she got the good sense, but not sense, but the good sense to change wigs, change looks with all her personalities. Everybody got a different look. So she got it to go coordinated enough to get her crazy. Everybody got a different look. It's a different wig for a different
Every
name.
family member knows a different person, a different personality.
That's what I'm saying. It's a wig personality for every look.
Leslie thinks she is Clark Kent.
I don't know.
She can switch her hair and nobody will recognize her.
And nobody will recognize her at all.
But she has the ability to show up where she need to show up, but the other people don't see her where she need to be. She know how to get in and get out. Because why Nicole didn't see her? How Ted just happened to see her? How come Cat had run into her before? Or record Cat was she had conveniently Cat wasn't at the dinner, but she didn't recognize her as the server. So how she just keep going in and out of this family life not unannounced, but undetected.
Nobody has basically picked her to,
But that red wig was the worst by far. She was doing good before she got to that wig right there. Costume department, don't y'all do that no more. Hair department, don't put that wig out.
You know, look, please don't get this woman no more personalities.
They got the book
now. Look, we're running out. We don't have enough space on the prompter.
No, I want to see Leslie's wig room. That girl has got a serious wig room. She do.
Yes, she do. Yes,
look,
she got a serious wig room.
I mean, and she can afford all these wigs with no job.
Why you need Ted's money?
That's why she hitting Ted up for $50,000.
She got the motorcycle somewhere hidden. I'm like, you got.
No, she rented. They said she rented the motorcycle.
She rented that. Okay,
they
so
motorcycles unemployed people.
So Keisha, make your case for Haley.
Well, okay, so these are the people I had up there. I had Haley, Dana, and who was the other one that I had?
Martin.
Was it Martin?
It was Martin, Leslie, and Dana. So we'll let Angela.
Hey, I'm going to withdraw my Martin choice. I'm putting Ted back on the chopping block because why have you not told this woman yet? Because clearly Psycho ain't going away.
She's not going away, and now you've seen her 3 or 4 different times. You need to go ahead and fess up
and just come
clean.
Right. We've said that before.
Was up there because I'm tired of her with her big girl panties, and I'm just ready for her to get drugged.
I was proud of Haley this week. I wouldn't kick Haley out. I was proud of her because she did what she should do as a wife, even though we don't like her being a wife. But she stood up for her husband and tried to.
Yeah, but to his daughter, that was not your play, especially considering the dynamics of that relationship. I felt she was out of pocket.
She was overstepping because if I had.
But she thinks she's Haley. She still thinks she's Naomi's
friend.
I
was
but you're the reason I am estranged from my father.
Well, I know. Yeah, but
And I
I
would
agree
still think
with you.
because
But I'm saying
our
her delusion
relationship.
of it all.
But see, because of our relationship, even though if I was now married to Mr. Jesse, I would be able to say Keisha or Mr. Albert. Angela, we need to talk about what you doing to Albert or what you doing to Mr.
Yeah.
Jesse. He misses y'all
Mm.
because of the dynamics
And
of
I'd
our
be sitting
relationship.
here looking at you like this, like, you done.
I know
Keisha,
you
what's your
holding me
look?
close,
Like, you're done.
All right,
Yeah,
ho.
you know.
all right, oh, gotta
I'm
go.
like, all right, ho.
I mean, but okay.
I really don't care about
That's,
nothing you have to say.
You have to say to
uh,
me right now, exactly.
so Angela, I mean Keisha has replaced. Well, she got Haley and she added Ted to the block. Angela, make your case for Martin being kicked out of the gates.
Oh, you know I don't like Martin. He just needs some help. I'm sorry, Martin. I mean, I can't act like you. I can't, but I just I don't like you. No.
Mm. She said she just
I
don't
think you
like.
could.
You maybe okay, but I don't. You know, I just starting to breathe right. You don't do that to
Oh
She
gosh.
just
you know,
don't like.
my lungs can't take it yet.
Oh
I
He just
gosh.
he's
because
so
in
arrogant.
general, I with soap operas, it bothers me that you put Pierce's personality in one box, and then next week you totally flip their personality. So for
Right.
you or your character, so for you to have become the senator or what is he? He's senator, right? Yeah, he's senator.
Youngest senator in
For,
history.
Oh,
right.
that's how they're building him.
Oh
Oh
no,
no, you
But
that's how I'm
yeah.
no,
building
remember
him.
we were talking about that last week. But for you to
Okay.
be here, you know how this politic thing works. You know how it works. I don't know how you got over with it that first time. And I understand you're thinking, okay, if I got it here, I can basically, but that's not a big ticket. So you're trying to go from here all the way up. And I'm like, and I agree with you. He needs to go to something else to a different branch and go into something else before he try and hit that one. But if you got this secret over here, you need to basically mind your business and sit
Yeah.
still and give it at least a couple more years. Because if you just got this senator thing down and you're still working this, you need to not stir the pot yet. Don't be
Okay.
trying to, you're doing too much. So I'm
Okay.
kicking him out. It's just, and
Okay.
his character is just doing too much. You're being really stupid and naive to think that, oh, I can basically disclose the, what did he say? I can disclose it and feed it the way I want to. That doesn't happen
And
in
not
this
to
in this
mention
society.
disrespectful to your grandparents who have put you basically where you are.
Who basically made you what you are. I'm sure you couldn't have
Yeah.
did this by yourself if your name was Brown. No.
No, not at all. You had to be free. Tied to a Dupree. But y'all put in the comments and we'll let the voting go for just a little bit. And while you all are thinking about and voting, who should we have out of the gates next week? We had a trivia question. Number one is what the name of the group that Anita was in was called the Articulates.
Not the doo-wops.
That was the name of her group, not the doo-wops. Anita was in the group. They were the Articulates, which is a very interesting name, but I can see it. Very proper, very prim and proper for our Bougetto family. And the answer to our trivia question number two, the trivia question was Danny's friend Pamela has appeared on which previous soaps? And the answer is Katie McLean. And she was from Young and the Restless, Days of Our Lives, and the Beautiful. So that is where we saw our beloved Pamela from, those three different shows. So she is what we would consider soap opera royalty.
Yeah.
And we are so happy to have her because she has been around for a while. Her and Tamara Toomey, definitely soap opera royalty. So we are really blessed to have them on this show. And with that, who are we kicking out? What's the final tally? Keisha, call it.
We're going with let's wait a second. Let's DNA.
Lucinda.
Lucinda. She gotta go.
Lucinda.
And don't let her back in.
She gotta go.
Thanks a lot.
All right,
Lock
we
the
kick
door.
our beloved Leslie, Sherry, Dana, Anna
Lucinda.
out of the gates tonight. Yeah, here we go. So Madam Crazy has to exit the building. So with that, she gets the boot.
But she looked good
All
right there,
right.
though. She looked good.
Yeah, she does look good.
Less
She cleans
crazy.
up really nice.
Cool.
She cleans up really
If
nice.
we kick her out, though, we won't have any drama. We need the drama.
She cleans up really nice. But yeah, she gotta go. And with that, we come to our final thoughts, ladies. Final thoughts. My final thought is this. Kat, I know that you want to protect your family, and I know that you want to find out the truth about Eva, but you're going to need some help, girl, because you clearly cannot do this by yourself, and you are going to have to enlist the help of Naomi, Chelsea, somebody, Andre, even somebody that you think you can trust.
Andre trying to get her from Eva. He ain't gonna do it.
Somebody that you think that you can trust that can help keep an eye on Eva and figure this out with you, because clearly you are too immature to do this on a real level to find out what's going on. Because right now you suspect and you're on the right path, but you cannot execute.
Yeah.
And so my final thought for you is to find someone to help you execute this, because if not, Eva is from the streets. Eva got those street smarts. She is around you. She already said hairdresser 1, bougie bitch 0. So
yes, she did.
No, she said behind the gates, whatever she called her.
Yeah,
you got 0
behind the gates.
Yeah. So, Kat, my final thought is you need to enlist some help, because right now your mind is all over the place. You're into Tomas. You're trying to run this line. You're to keep your job. I think that you are just too young acting, young dressing, too naive to keep up with Eva. Eva is running circles around you because she got Ted and Nicole both around her finger, and they're not listening to anything that you say about her because you're coming off as being petty. So you're going to have to really sit back and build your case, because why was she running home to catch her red-handed just because she had a file? Like, she's not even taking the time to build the case and collect the evidence.
You can't show all your cards, honey.
You can't show it all.
You gotta hold them cards. You gotta hold them cards too. You gotta pull it.
When you have them private investigators, they come with a whole file of stuff. They done took pictures for days. And
not just one little incident.
Not one.
She could have explained that away. Well, I was curious to see if I could basically find Sherry because you asked about her. Yeah, maybe I should have went in the file. That was it.
When you got one card, you need a full hand.
Exactly. Yep. And you already showed that one card, and you already let Eva know that that's what you wanted to do. That's what you plan to do. So now she's on to you that you're trying to catch her. So now she's going to tighten up even more.
Her guard is up.
Yep. So that's my final thought. It goes to Kat.
Yeah. I
go
just
next.
Really I need her to take her sister's advice. Go on the date with the fine plastic surgeon, please. Go on the date.
Danny. Yes.
Yes, Danny. Go on the date with the fine plastic surgeon. Leave your nephew alone, because that's gross.
Yeah, because that is.
That's your groove back. Let it go. and start your little agency. And call your daughter and say, "Look, boo boo, I'm fine with you doing your thing. We can do both. Let me help you get this money." She ain't thinking. She needs you.
She's not thinking, because even when Chelsea said, "Well, I'll stay with the thing for 3 years," is not that bad. She tore up the contract instead of saying, "Well, hold on now. Let's think about."
We'll just read
to do both. She just tore the contract up and
Mm-hmm.
said, forget it. It's like it's all or nothing with these Dupree women. It's
Yeah.
A and plan A only. Like y'all aren't thinking
Mm-hmm.
at all as to how to
Try and have
monetize.
multiple streams of income here.
Girl, when you
It's
got
like, what are you
unlimited
doing?
income, you ain't think about it.
But I want to know,
I don't
like,
know what that is.
Danny need a vacation. She need to go back and reprise that trip to Paris she was supposed to
Yeah.
take.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why she said the trip is sale.
She
Like, will
needs a
somebody
nice
pay her?
retreat right
What
now to
happened?
basically get
Cancel
herself
the trip
centered.
because her parents said that she had to stay for the wedding.
I understand, but you can
Mm-hmm.
uncancel it and
Yeah.
go. And go and spend wherever Nurse Shanti went. You can go where she at.
And tell her to
Yep.
come back to work.
Send the nurse back to work, and you go and crash out in a room by yourself for a week or two. Come back
Mm-hmm.
and be the woman you need to be. Don't
Go
come
hit
back
you a
chasing
nice spa.
around. I mean, because you don't even know at this point that Naomi is suing Bill. Like you don't even have a pulse on the other daughter. Like you so checked out. You don't even know what's going on.
Mm.
So yeah, you're
I
right.
tell you what, I know who I did not miss this week.
Who?
Ash
Andre? Oh yeah, I didn't miss Ashley either.
at all, not even a little bit.
I didn't miss her, her boyfriend, or Andre. I didn't miss that whole storyline this week.
I mean, Andre is nice to look at now. Hold up now.
He's nice to look at, but his dreaming of Ashley and all that
Yeah,
other
no,
crap.
I need him to get
Yeah,
another
it was
woman.
just, yeah.
Give him another
I didn't miss.
woman. Let him
I
and
didn't
Nurse
miss.
Shanti have a thing. I'm cool with that.
Okay, because she's thirsty. Well,
But he's
she was.
supposed to be
I don't know where
the
she at.
hospital gigolo anyway.
Entertainment.
So
Entertainment.
He's somewhere taking
yeah, go
pictures. When
ahead.
he come back next week, he gonna come back with all these pictures of Ashley from behind the scenes, her getting her burger, her grocery
Please don't.
shopping down into Whole Foods.
Please
He gonna
spare
come
us.
back and say, I just did a live. I did a
Well,
vlog
he
of
been
your life.
stalking her.
Please spare us.
Something crazy. Spare
Yeah,
us.
don't do that. Writers, don't listen to her. Don't do that.
Who do we want to see more of? Whose storyline do we want to get more into?
I want some new storyline.
I want some stuff on Nicole, just backstory on her and Bill and not Bill, Ted. So yeah, that's what I want to see. What happened here? We need to fill in some gaps of where all this drama started.
I want them to
can we get
explain
a
this
little
whole
of
age
that?
thing. And if it is a secret, well, it wouldn't be a secret child because Ted would know. If it is that situation, let's build on that story. That would be interesting. I do feel like now this is one thing. Have we kicked somebody out the gates yet?
You kicked out.
Yeah, let's see. So, this is my thing with her. I think it is very. It speaks to her talent that she is literally on the show like once a week. It has as big an impact as she has.
Yes.
Like, it's crazy. Like last week, I know for a fact she was only on there one day, and it was a short week.
Yes.
And that was the first time we had seen her in almost 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. They filmed this in Atlanta, and my question is, and I meant to look it up, do they film at TPS? Or what studio are they using? Because they filmed in Atlanta.
Tyler studio. That's a good question. He probably maybe let them do that. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. But they normally would have had his logo or have it something somewhere to say it was filmed at. But they just have Georgia. So I'm curious where in Georgia.
They might not though, because he's got his hands full right now between Beauty and Black and all his other stuff he got going on.
That doesn't mean other people can't use his sound stages.
Yeah. I don't know.
Black Panther and not Black Panther. Bad Boys and Coming to America both filmed at TPS at the same time. They were in different sound stages. Because they would meet out in the parking lot and talk to one another.
Clearly, they don't need a big one for this because we've only got one restaurant, one room in the hospital.
Yeah, just curious about that. Angela, your final thoughts?
No.
My final thoughts is, I'm gonna go with the kids, the twins. I do want to figure out. I want to get into this high school and see more what's happening with that. But they are starting to open that up, so I do want to see a little bit more of that. You were asking that, and you guys are rich. Well, your parents are rich, but I'm sure you got some clout. Just hire somebody to whoop his ass. I'm like, where? What is up with that? I'm like, I'm not that y'all.
We can't hear you, Angela. You're muted.
Keisha, you heard?
We didn't hear you. All of a sudden, you went off.
Oh man. Okay. Well, maybe I didn't need to cuss. That was why.
Well, okay. See, the Lord intervened.
So,
you notice most political
I was
kids,
saying,
they don't want to be affiliated with that.
What? No, say that.
They don't. They want to distance themselves from the political figures, their parents. The kids normally want to not use their clout.
Yeah, but they don't have to do that. I'm saying
the current child is the only one using his clout.
No, I'm talking. Which one are you talking about? I'm talking about the twins and Martin.
I know what you're talking about. I'm talking about in reality. Most of them want to distance themselves from their political polarizing figures, and there's only one child.
No, not these bougie children of today. Clout. No. These bougie children of today, no. They are happy with basically using them. Every teenage show I've been watching with my nieces and nephews, they're like, no, they're just using it all. So, no, I think they need to. Yeah, I think they need to hire somebody. Did I go back out?
What money? I mean, no, Martin and Smitty may have, Martin have the money, but they don't have access
I think they get a fairly good allowance. I'm sure. See, that's why you said they need to go to their grandparents and spend more time. Grandparents are always giving out money. So, yeah.
Or at least go to the great-grandparent. The great-grandparents.
That's what I'm saying, the great-grandparents, yeah.
Because the grandparents don't give a damn about the two of them. They're too busy at the hospital and whatever they doing. Making rounds.
Yeah, I want to see them, get a little bit more into this. But I'm like, there's got to be some ways out of this. But I get it. As a teenager, I don't remember telling my parents a whole bunch either. But at the same time, these kids are a little bit different than we were as kids. Right. So I think they need and I guess they're going to basically, work it a little bit longer, and that's true. And it's a good little storyline. So I just want to see more into that.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of like I don't. But I didn't tell my.
I'm like, you punched me. I'm like, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, we gonna have to do something because you're not gonna hit me again.
Yeah,
I have to.
My mom. Ironically, reminded me of an incident I had in second grade, and a young lady. I won't call her name, but she had these little pigtail braids in her hair. Maybe about this long, all over her head. And I had these big flowing ponytails.
Pom-poms.
And we decided that we were going to cut each other's hair a little bit off. So I cut maybe about that much off the end of one of her braids. And this heifer took the scissors to the top of my head and cut from here and cut all of this down. A whole lot of my hair. And I grabbed it. I said, oh my God, girl, are you crazy? And I took it and I stuck it back in my ponytail like it was going to automatically fuse back together or something. I don't know.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my God. And I forgot. So that night when my mom took my hair down and she combed, that whole lock of hair fell out of my head. And she was like, what happened to your hair? I said, I don't know.
You don't know.
She thought maybe I had some kind of disease. I done got alopecia, my hair falling out, maybe something she put in my hair. She was panicking. Oh, she called my aunt who worked at the district office. And my aunt called my teacher and got to the bottom, and the teacher told her that we had been cutting each other's hair, and that's what happened. Because my mom thought I was actually sick. She reminded me about that today when I talked to her. Oh yeah, and I was like, yeah, Kim cut my hair, but I didn't say Kim cut my hair. I said I don't know what happened. So most of the time, we're afraid we're gonna get in trouble, or we just don't want our parents in our business. Our school business is our business, so we don't go and advertise to our parents what's going on. We're trying to handle it by ourselves. So maybe that's what the twins are doing. Are they twins?
They
Yeah,
look
they're
to
supposed to
be
be twins.
very.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might be close in age. So, but they're trying to handle it
Mhm.
on their own and not bring Martin and Smitty into it. But the girl has some sense because she's trying to convince him to say something. So that's that. But anyway, that is our show tonight. Thank you all so much for joining us and for your comments. We appreciate you. If you want to say some more, you can always go back and watch the stream live and comment. And we will see your comments. Don't forget to check out RMA Fest. Go on Instagram and Facebook, and you can find all about the festival in Montana. And also, you can comment facial or comment prom when you watch this back, and you can get a special on your facial or those lashes for your prom face. So make sure that you go back and you do that. You can still cast your votes for who needs to be put out of the gates this week. What you guys think. Make your case for who you want to see out, and answer some of the questions and engage with the group with us. We love to have you. Invite your friends.
Yes.
Let's
We'd
grow
love
the
to
group.
hear from you.
Yes.
Share this podcast. As you watch it, click like, click share. And so that people know that we're live every Friday to discuss our favorite show. Let's grow our podcast audience. Let's grow our group. And bring your friends in, bring your family members and come in. If you know anybody that's watching Beyond the Gates, please don't keep this gem to yourself. Share us with the world so that our group can be big in numbers and we can have the engagement that we need. So this can be a really, really interactive thing. Because we want to have other guests on. We want to be able to bring viewers on to see what your thoughts on, not just us three. So in order to do that, you need to engage with us, and you can get a part on the podcast. We can bring you in from week to week. So make sure you do that. Make sure you click like, you click share, hang out with us on Fridays. And with that, we will see
You'll be
you
here
next week.
See you next week.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. Bye.
Bye.